Hi guys, it's Jimmy, and in front of you there's three high-end luxury sports watches. They're all three-handers, all with the date complication, obviously from three different brands. So we've got Rolex, Audemars Piguet, and Patek Philippe. And I was just gonna, go through them all, try them on the wrist, and then decide sort of what my pick would be out of the three. And then ultimately, if I could only have one, which one I'd keep. And yeah, of course, I'd like you guys to comment and tell me which one you prefer out of the three, or which one you'd keep, or whatever. So we've got a gold 40mm Rolex Submariner on the left-hand side. In the middle, we've got the 41mm Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, with the silver/white dial. Some say silver, some say white. It's more of a silver. And then over on the right side, we've got the Patek Philippe Aquanaut in white gold, 42mm with the blue dial. So on my wrist, I'm wearing my trusty stainless steel Submariner. So that's my daily watch. None of these are daily worn. Not with my job. I'm too hands-on to be wearing nice stuff like this, but they all have been well worn. I enjoy wearing these three. That's why they're out. I think they're my favorite, luxury sports watches. They're all, well, the cheapest would be the stainless steel AP in the middle because it's in stainless steel, but they're all relatively expensive luxury watches comparatively to something like a steel sub. So I'll just take this steel sub off so that we can put it there so we can have a look at these. So gold Submariner. I mean, the only thing that makes it obviously special to a regular sub is that it's solid yellow gold. You feel the heft of this watch when you're wearing it, so it gives you that feeling of quality and something, let's be honest, something expensive on your wrist. Lot more polish on the gold piece. You got all the center links polished. Center of the clasp. The sides of the bracelet, sides of the case. Just a regular black dial. The bezel's quite interesting with the gilt numbers on it. So this one's from 2019, so this is the 40mm maxi case. I'll put on my wrist. You guys that watch know I've got a larger wrist, so there we go. That's on my wrist, which is about 8 inches. It's just a timeless classic. The Submariner is kind of like the Porsche 911. Basically the same shape from the start, just perfecting it throughout the years, and that's the way I see the Submariner. So very comfortable, even though it is heavy. It's quite balanced. It's got the glide lock in the rear here, so you can just pull that out. You see the notches, 2mm adjustments all the way up and back. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that anyway. But having the polished center links, it is a bit of a scratch magnet. As you can see, the clasp has got a bit of scratching on it. Right there, you can see a fair bit. It actually happened on holiday. I was driving a golf buggy on holiday, and it kept tapping on the center of the steering wheel, and I didn't realize till it was too late, so I tried to polish it out a little bit. But anyway, you got to enjoy them. I've got pieces that sit in the safe unworn. These aren't it. These are the ones I like to enjoy. So that's the gold sub. In the middle we go to the stainless steel AP Royal Oak, 41mm. Let me just give that a bit of a clean. So it's the silver dial. love the dial hands and the indices, very high quality. You know, the case finishing is amazing on these. The coarse brushing matched up with the highly polished chamfers, and you know, that bezel, the way that bezel's done is amazing. Now, this has got, you know, a fair bit of marking on it. I have worn it a fair bit. Had this watch since around the start of 2016. I think I got it in maybe January 2016. Exhibition case back, made to look pretty, the movement, nothing spectacular to look at. The rotor is nice. The actual case back is nice. You can see there's a bit of marking. It should be, you know, highly polished. It's not quite as highly polished as it once was, but you know, unless you're coming up right close, it still looks really minty. Got the deployant here, like the butterfly style clasp. Some pretty cool details in here with that sandblast, with the Audemars Piguet writing there, and yeah, finished very well. You got to make sure you close these in the right way. This side first, then this one, because you've got the AP logo there. I like to press it in a little bit when I push it, rather than making it make that snap sound. I just don't want to wear out those tiny things there. So I'll try to be gentle. Same goes with the crown on this watch. I don't recommend an AP as a first watch. You've got to go through some of the other ones first to understand that these are kind of delicate. You've got to be a bit careful with the crown. Once you understand that, there's no problem. Just got to be a little bit more careful. Unscrewing it, screwing it down, actually setting it, bringing it out to the date setting and the time setting. Yeah, it's not like a Rolex. It's far more delicate. But yeah, not too delicate to daily wear. If you're you know, behind a desk or whatever, it's absolutely fine. There's no way I'd wear this out in the farm. Be destroyed pretty quickly, I guess. That's what the Submariner's for. But yeah, downfall is, with this kind of finishing, picks up scratches like a magnet. I think because the brushing is so coarse, what happens is it makes the surface of the stainless steel quite soft because of the very coarse brushing. So as soon as you touch it with something, it'll just put a mark through that brushing. The polished surfaces obviously will get the swirling and that, which is, you can't help that. Eventually, if you wear the watch a bit and clean it in between, it's going to end up like that. I think I've got earlier videos of this when I first started on YouTube, maybe sort of 2017, where the watch was fairly new, and it probably shows in those videos like, you know, really minty, whereas now, not so much. Don't want to get it refinished. I'm going to leave it as is. I will put on the wrist. Just remember it's 41 millimeters. Let me just get that on there. There we are. The way the case and bracelet finishing reflects the light is something else. I'm inside, so this is just off the lights. Let alone outside in the sun, it's truly amazing. So there's that. Let's put this one down. I always put my watches down there, so I don't like the bracelets touching the case backs. Then we've got the Patek Philippe. So this is the white gold Aquanaut in 42 millimeters. It's just another level up from AP, but in a much more subtle way. The finishing is, you know, another tier above, but more subtle, so it's hard on camera to pick up. Yeah, the subtle perfection in this thing. It amazes me every time I take it out. I have worn this a bit. I've just been very careful not to mark it, so it hasn't got any marks yet. It's only a matter of time it'll happen. But same sort of thing. It's got the display case back just like the AP. It's beautifully finished, but there's no wow factor. I think the wow factor for this is just the beautiful shape. It's hard to explain. it's just perfectly sized. Now the 42mm case versus that, I can't remember how thick it is. It's quite thin. I can't remember if it's, I don't know, 8 or 9mm thick or whatever it is. But it's, yeah, perfectly sized. This rubber strap is, I think it's the most comfortable watch I own. I've had APs and do have APs on rubber straps. They're not bad, fairly comfortable, not like this. This is very well balanced on the wrist, even though it's gold. It's not top heavy or anything. It's got the butterfly clasp on this as well. See the beautiful Patek cross on the back, which is just a beautiful logo. As you can see in there, the finish of that hinge is amazing. Tape's just still on there to try and stop it scratching when you close it. I'm a bit like that with some stuff, but anyway, only downfall I have with this watch is literally the band. When you go to pick it up, it's really long. They trim it for you so it'll fit into that clasp. They trimmed it large for me, said to wear it a few times. I wore it a few times. I thought, no, it's just too big. Went back, had it trimmed once more, and now that's the set size. So I can't ever go bigger unless I buy a new strap. So, which is fine. Of course, you can buy the strap. They'll sell you a strap, but it's once the sizes for that one person. So, for instance, if I wanted to give this to my son to wear, you know, he's 18 years old. His wrist is a lot smaller than mine. So there's no chance he can wear this watch. So yeah, it's set to my large wrist, and so I'm the only one in the family that's wearing this thing. Look, I'm you know, really heavily into Patek right now. That's all I think about when I'm thinking about my watches and my collecting. So I'm sort of biased towards it. Having said that, out of the three of them, out of the three of these as luxury sports watches, you know, three-handers with the date complication, you just can't go past that Submariner. It ticks every box. You know, it's obviously a luxury watch, but at the same time, it's very utilitarian and it's bulletproof. You know, it can handle any kind of punishment. Obviously, it's a Rolex, retains value always, so it's always a safe bet. It's a bit of fun in yellow gold. You know, it's quite loud. So I think that is the ultimate out of the three of them. But having said that, if I could only have one, of these watches, I wouldn't have to think about it too long, because it'd be this one right here. Because this is the kind of watch, you know what you're wearing. It's quite subtle, it's not loud, it's in white gold, comes across maybe looking as a stainless watch. You don't know what it is unless you're really into watches. So if someone does spot it, usually they're a bit of a watch geek anyway, so it doesn't create the wrong attention like that gold sub might do. And it's just drop dead gorgeous, and it is the most comfortable watch out of the three of these here. And I've gotten very used to wearing Submariners because I wear the steel one every day, and it is comfortable, but you cannot compare it to this. Yeah, it just literally molds onto your wrist with that band, and is super comfortable, and just that gorgeous style, the way that blue fades out, goes out to black around the edge. Super legible too. I mean, the Arabic numerals, the big minute or second markers, as you want to call them. So they're amazing. It's got a proper screw down solid crown. Feels more like a Rolex when you screw these down compared to the APs, which are much more delicate. 120 meters water resistance. It's the ultimate, luxury sports watch, I think. I I mean, I've only got 3 Pateks. I can't claim that I know everything about all of them. I don't have a Nautilus. I don't have a few other sports ones I don't have. This is the only sports Patek I have, but it's really won me over. And yeah, that's what I think, guys. Please let me know what you think out of the 3, or what your preferred favorite is of a luxury sports watch. Sort of in this category. I didn't worry about going to the chronographs and things. Just 3-handers, maybe with a date complication. Yeah, let me know. And hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.